I'm visiting some of the least traveled countries in Europe. On one hand, they're home to IKEA and Volvo and ABBA, Beyond Borg and Carlsberg. And on the other hand, it's the land of the midnight sun and the Vikings. Scandinavia is Europe's best kept secret. Scandinavia includes Norway, Finland, and Iceland, though I'm visiting the two southernmost countries, Sweden and Denmark. My journey starts in Copenhagen. From there, I take a train out to the Viking Festival at Aarhus, before crossing into Sweden and up the Kullen Peninsula. I then head northeast to Stockholm, and after a trip up to the Baltic coast, it's back to the capital for Gay Pride and ABBA. Denmark is the smallest country of Scandinavia. Copenhagen has been its capital since the early 15th century, with a pretty historical center where no traffic is allowed. The city has a population of 2 million, home to a quarter of all Danes. It's very user-friendly. There's not much crime, everyone speaks English, and transport is excellent. Well, it's a cozy little place, ain't it? This is the Dan Hostel in Copenhagen. It's very centrally located. It has over 1,000 beds in it. Now, here's the thing. Denmark is a very expensive place to travel. Accommodation, whoa. But let me tell you, they have a great network of hostels, and there is some hope for those with a small budget, which is me. Dan Hostel charges about $25 per bed, with anywhere from 4 to 10 beds per room.
I don't know if you don't mind sharing. I have a 6-person room that you can have the 4 of you together. I don't know.
I snore really, really loudly. I snore like this. Hey, wait a second. You're in our room.
Yeah, sorry. What are you guys doing?
They said that there would be 4 of us in here. Did they say you had it to yourself?
Yeah, they said it was going to be 6 guys in here.
Ah, maybe
they said this was a male dorm.
I got lucky. There's one city bike left. Now here's the thing. This is a great city to bike around, but it costs $18 to rent a bike. However, the city provides free bikes for 20 kroner coin. That you get back at the end of the day. You cannot beat that. It even comes with a map. City Bikes is a scheme to control traffic with over 2,000 bikes available each summer. In the early 1960s, cars were overrunning the city and congestion was bad. These days, only 1 in 4 people drive to work and over 600,000 use bicycles. Ah, there she is. The Little Mermaid, inspired by the fairy tale by Hans Christian Andersen, clearly very popular with the tourists. The locals apparently aren't so fond of her. She's been decapitated a couple of times, bombed, pushed over in the water. Now, I don't know what she did to them, but I'm quite pleased to see her. The tale of the Little Mermaid goes something like this. A mermaid fell in love with a prince. In order for them to be together, she had to become human. So she went to see a witch. Now, the witch made a very harsh deal. Number 1, she had to sacrifice her voice, so she was mute. Number 2, when she walked on her new feet, it would feel like she was walking on knives. And number 3, if the prince fell in love with another, she would have to return to the ocean where she would die. And that's how the story ends. She dies. I think Hans Christian Andersen may have had some issues. The first half of the 19th century is known as the golden age of Danish literature. Hans Christian Andersen is one of Denmark's most beloved writers, and he lived here in Copenhagen most of his life. Ah, here he is, the man! Hans Christian Andersen. You know, although he did struggle for a long time and he was quite poor, he was finally published in 1829, became famous in Denmark, became famous throughout the world. He lived happily ever after, even though he never married, and died at the ripe old age of 70. It's a good fairy tale in itself.
I reckon if you're going to come to Sweden and Denmark, one thing you've got to bring is a pair of sunglasses, because it stays light until 10:30 at night, and then the sun gets up at 2:30 in the morning. So I reckon you've got to wear your sunglasses nearly 24 hours a day. But if you come in winter, you've got to bring a torch or a flashlight, because it's hardly light at all.
And bring lots of money, because it's very expensive.
No, it's very expensive, very expensive.
So this is Central Station in Copenhagen, and I'm headed to the world's largest Viking festival. Or at least one of the world's largest Viking festivals. Hello. Aarhus. Is that right? Return, please.
Return ticket,
Yeah. How much is that?
that would be 594, please.
594! That is not cheap. That's about $100. Okay, at least there's a place for my luggage, if not for me. Train travel here is great. It's efficient, it's on time, but I didn't realize it could be so crowded, so I would suggest reserving a seat for yourself. Otherwise, like me, you're in the back with the bikes and the prams and the luggage. 3.5 hours, no problem. Aarhus is northwest of Copenhagen on the main Danish peninsula. Copenhagen is actually on an island, so the train travels through an 8-mile underwater tunnel, then a bridge before turning north up the coast.
Denmark is quite boring.
Boring?
But on the streets, you see a lot of beautiful women. And the amazing thing about that is that they like to show their breasts. And they like to ride bicycles with short skirts and show their breasts. It's a treat to men, you know. People like me from Hong Kong never see that in Hong Kong. So it's a great place to visit. Yes.
For men only?
Yeah, for men.
Denmark's second largest city was founded in the 10th century by the Vikings for its strategic location on the Jutland Peninsula. They named it Aarhus, which means city by the stream. The Mosgard Viking Festival is an annual event 15 minutes outside the city on the coast. The Vikings date back to around 600 AD, and they came from what we now know as Sweden, Denmark, and Norway. Now, they were seafaring warriors, but for many, they were little more than pirates. Historians say that the Viking era lasted about 400 years until the Battle of Hastings in 1066. But Vikings were skilled craftsmen, traders, and explorers with a rich Nordic culture that still lives on. All right, so I'm looking for this man named Per. He's not just a man, he's a Viking. He's a jarl of a small, authentic Viking village in Sweden. Oh, Viking hugs! Viking hugs!
No.
Hello.
How are you?
I'd like a Viking hug.
Yeah, it's always great to have a Viking.
It seems warm and fuzzy. Good morning, Per.
Good morning.
How are you today?
A bit tired since yesterday, but
Yeah.
it's all right.
You have to get your energy together for
For the fights,
the fight this afternoon. And it's huge. How many people will fight today?
We are going to be 2 battle lines with approximately around 150 persons on each side. So it's going to be a battle with 300 warriors.
300 warriors. Now, what side are you a part of?
I'm part of the Fenris.
And who's that?
Fenris is the giant wolf that could eat all of the world in one bite.
Of course.
Yes, and we are going to eat the ravens.
Is everyone here a Viking, or what makes somebody a Viking?
You have to have it in your blood. It's something that you feel from far, far behind. You can hear like the call from the wilderness. You are a Viking. I'm a professional Viking. This is my occupation, being a Viking.
Could I be a Viking?
Yeah, if you don't want to walk around like a tourist, I can dress you as a Viking, so you can become a Viking and you can feel the Viking vibes.
I'd like to feel the Viking vibes.
Wolfgang!
Ja!
Wesson!
Ja!
Vinden!
Ja!
Fricky!
Ja!
Erik!
Ja!
Scar!
Ja!
Per!
This is my Viking stance. This is my Viking outfit. What do you think?
Looks good.
So does this say anything about me, what I'm wearing?
I thought that maybe you should go and be a bit plain, so you don't outtake all the rest of the Vikings over
I
here.
don't want to outtake a Viking, because I don't want to get into a Viking girl fight, because it could get ugly.
I'm a fighter. I come here to fight with warriors from all over the world. But whether you come here to fight or you come here to watch, you wouldn't miss Mosgard for anything in the world because of the intensity of partying with the Vikings for a whole week and living and drinking like they did back in the 800s in the Viking Age. It's not to be missed.
Okay, the battle is about to begin. These days, there are some rules, however. You can't actually impale anybody. You're supposed to kind of hit them rather lightly, and then they're considered dead, and they fall to the ground. Oh, there's Per. Has lost. How was your battle? You look okay. You don't feel so good.
Too much drinking and smoking last night.
Any complaints about cheating? And I will hear it now. I will not hear anything tonight of anybody.
All right, so this is the debrief after the big battle. They take all of this very, very seriously. So they're discussing what went wrong, what went right, if anybody had any complaints, if anybody broke any rules.
This afternoon, we're going to fix those faults and use your warrior spirit to its best advantage.
And it's getting pretty intense. And I think I'm going to leave before somebody actually does get killed.
That's not what you just told me up there. Shut up. I said what I say now is not discussable.
Ah, there you are, my friend. I was looking for you. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm a bit disappointed. The line was too stretched out, so our major division of spearmen couldn't get through. So
I saw you there fighting until the very end.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have messed with you. You looked very fierce to me.
No, you have to be angry during the fights when you're in there, or else you will die.
O Discovery Travel and Living tem o orgulho de apresentar Anthony Bourdain sem reserva.
It's of great renown and great controversy. In 1971, a group of squatters determined to live an alternative lifestyle moved into an abandoned military base on the eastern side of the city and proclaimed it the Free State of Christiania. About 1,000 people settled here, turning the old barracks into schools and houses and starting their own collective businesses. Christiania became, and still is, the largest hippie commune in Europe. It also attracts around 750,000 visitors a year. For Christianians, it hasn't always been an easy project. It became known mostly as a place where you could buy drugs. This is called Pusher Street, and back in the day, there were open stalls where you could buy and sell soft drugs, marijuana, and hash. However, the authorities cracked down. It all had to disappear. And while there's still some of it going on, there are no hard drugs. And I think this is about a lot more than just that anyway. I first visit Moonfisher Cafe, a gathering place for locals and a hotspot for police visits. While the commune sits on real estate worth millions of dollars, there is also the authorities' intolerance of people who don't conform to wider society's norm. I met Lizette. I love your place. How long have you worked here?
I've been in the collective like 5 years.
In the collective?
Yeah.
And is that how you refer to it when you...
I would say Ost.
Ost? What's Ost?
It's just like a happy sound for when you see the police, and then people would know that they are around. They do it quite often in here. This girl from here, she do now filming, so we can register that they've been here, because we need to say this is maybe too much.
Right. So you're filming. You're you're filming them to document how often they come.
Yeah, and maybe.
You. And why are they here so often bothering you?
Most of the people would say that they are here because the government, they would like to take over the place, and they do it by putting in a lot of cops to control the area.
Outside the cafe, they've put up a board on which they log the number of police raids, up to 5 or more a day. 1,093.
Since 1st of November.
Right. What happened the 1st of November?
We hang up this board.
Right.
Because we were so sick and tired of people were saying, no, it can't be true that they're coming so many times at your cafe. It's like unbelievable. So we were like, it is like this. Now you can see.
Hi. So I'm just wondering, what are you all looking for here?
Looking for?
Yeah, I see the police are searching around.
Cannabis.
You're looking for cannabis?
Yes.
Is it here? Have you found any?
Not today.
Not today.
Maybe later.
So what do you think about this place?
I think I have a private opinion and I have a professional opinion.
Can I have your private opinion?
No.
No. He's a professional. Today. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thanks. For a few krona, a bike tour is an excellent way to get a quick look at Christiania, which spans 30 hectares. The famous Christiania bikes, similar to an Asian rickshaw, were first made here and sold all over Denmark. My guide is Shalom.
See, in Christiania there are 750 people living officially.
Officially living here, right? Okay.
So I would say for at least 700 people are wonderful.
So 50 so-so.
Yes.
Yeah.
50 are sometimes angry or sometimes are drinking too much.
Right. Well, I would say 700 wonderful is a good proportion.
Of course. And here, the officers used to live in here, and now this place is called Mælkebytte.
Christiania is split up into districts, and the community has its own garbage disposal system, its own clinic and health center, a sports club, TV station, a weekly newspaper, and the biggest broadband internet service in Denmark.
You can see the 12 Angles house is doing
1, 2,
meditation.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12. I have something to show you here.
What is it? What do you have?
Come, let's see. Look at this beautiful place.
Yeah.
Look at this pearl.
It's perfect.
The government want to tear this down.
Why can't they leave well enough alone?
The government is trying to portray us as a bunch of losers, drug addicts, junkies, and they don't want any example to show that people can live here in an organic way.
I'm here to meet a man named Lowry, who, at 83, is the oldest resident at Christiania, and he's been here from the beginning, so for 33 years. And apparently it's up 5 flights of stairs. Hello? I can do this. If he can do it, I can do it. Oh my God. Okay, this has nearly done me in, and he's got at least 50 years on me. Hello? Hello? Look at this place. The building where Norwegian Lowry lives used to be military barracks. Now it's called Fridens Ark, or Ark of Peace.
Hello?
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yes.
I'm Megan.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yes. Oh.
And you are running around in Christiania in our anarchistic little town. You want to see some pictures? I have the police master of Copenhagen here.
Of course.
She has only the uniform and no content.
No body, no content.
No content.
I understand that pretty much everybody is welcome in Christiania, but not the royal family. No one from the royal family is permitted here. Is that true?
No, they are very welcome. I think they come from time to time to take a smoke.
How would you describe the soul or the center of what Christiania is?
We are not money makers. We are looking after each other in a network.
I've seen the police here at least 3 times today, right? So the tension in Christiania is great right now. Is there nothing that the people here can do about it?
Nothing. They are looking at it like a theater.
What do you think the future will be for Christiania? What will happen?
I'm not afraid. I don't doubt a minute. They cannot take the best part of Denmark away.
Along with countless craft shops and restaurants, Christiania has a hippie market every day of the week, where you can buy, among other things, the legendary Christiania t-shirt.
Christiania is easy living.
Nice town, nice people.
You have to come here because it's very relaxing and no cars and just the dogs all around us. The children can play. Who would like to say peace?
Wow, you look at that! Whoa, it's such a fancy car. You've got the automatic boot unlocker.
Drive safe. Have a nice trip.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Much.
Bye.
All right, I am off to Sweden in my Swedish automobile. Volvo's famous Swedish car. I wanted something smaller, but they couldn't, so they upgraded me, and now I'm going in style. Leaving Copenhagen, I drive over the Öresund Bridge into Sweden. First, I head up the coast to the Kullen Peninsula, then turning northeast, I drive 300 miles to Stockholm. So this is the Öresund Bridge. It opened in 2000, and it's the first time since the end of the Ice Age, 7,000 years ago, that Sweden and Denmark have been linked. It cost something like $4 billion, and it's 5 miles long. Although Sweden covers an area the size of California, its population of 9 million is smaller than that of London. With a liberal democratic society, Sweden is one of the most progressive countries in the world. Oh, man, it was so nice and sunny. Clearly now I've got rain. Tomorrow it's time to go outdoors. It's not going to stop me. On the tip of the Kullen Peninsula is the small village of Mølle, which apparently had a racy reputation in the early 1900s because couples used to meet here to bathe at a time when mixed swimming was considered immoral. Nowadays, this area is a popular Swedish holiday destination. I met up with artist and philosopher Lars Vilks, who for the last 26 years has built a very unusual sculpture known as Nimis that has sparked great controversy and fiery legal battles.
But it doesn't mean that it is good art.
Lars was first challenged over the ownership of the sculpture since it's located on national parkland. He won that one, but was then back in court because he built it without any planning permission. Really? Public opinion is still split over the issue. What does Nimis mean?
It means too much.
Too much? Why too much?
It's a bit too much.
It's all a bit too much. And where did this idea for your sculpture come from?
Yeah, it was a situation in art in 1980, you know, when things were coming and going and nothing was actually left.
Right.
So I tried to do a more lasting piece. And now we come to a special point. This is the border of Ladonia, a country I created in 1996.
You can't just create a country.
I'm the state secretary, and
says you?
All countries are created like that. They are proclaimed.
A declaration. All right.
Yes.
All right.
An act of violence.
An act of violence against Sweden.
Must always be like that.
Okay, I'll think about that.
Yes.
So this is the border?
Yes, and then we pass from Sweden and take the step into Ladonia.
Yeah. How many people are citizens of Ladonia?
12,000.
12,000? Well, who knew? They're not all down here, are they?
No, you see, we are having a war with Sweden.
You're at war with Sweden?
Yes, and then we have emptied the country. So when the Swedes attack us, there's only Swedish tourists to...
Oh, I see. That's a very clever...
Tactics.
Yeah.
Tactics.
Wow, you should also be the general, perhaps.
I have a stamp for your passport.
During the 26 years that Lars has spent building and maintaining Nimis, he has done this hike well over 6,000 times. This is the entrance to the sculpture, so this is how it all begins. I'm going to follow you, sir.
Yes. Just here.
The sculpture is 250 meters across and 15 meters at its highest point. Though Lars started the work as a solitary occupation, he soon became an artist with an audience. The controversy attracted the media, then others, and it became an interactive sculpture because people started climbing all over it. Last year, there were 30,000 visitors.
Excuse me for a moment. We leave here or something.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So you can get your frustrations out as well as you...
Yes, it's my physical training. You see, there's a part of the battle is physical, but then we have also the social battle. More than 20 years of trials.
20 years of trials.
Yes, and I lost a few. You lose some battles, but you have to win the important ones. Yes. And if you come here, Megan, if you look down there, then we take a real good swing.
No.
Yes. If it breaks down.
I'm glad I'm with you, the one who created this. The whole thing is incredible, but where's the seed? Where's it about for you?
There was originally a swimming trip that went bad.
What happened?
I almost drowned.
You almost drowned?
Yes, I did. I had to do something to strike back.
So maybe, I surmise, this place is a response to being attacked by the sea on one hand, and then on the other hand, you're being attacked by the government and the bureaucracy and others.
I'm in between the shields, yes.
You're in between, and you're battling against them both.
Yes.
But you don't give in.
No, I mean, I'm lucky, because I need the battle. I need the controversy, because that brings everything to life.
He must be a great artist. I think it's a beautiful piece of art. It's very special.
He built it by himself, alone. It can't be. He is a Superman, I think.
Genius.
Genius, yeah. After that, he is just, I don't know, a hero.
Don't forget to bring good shoes.
Yeah.
It's the main problem.
How about a game? I spy with my little eye something beginning with T.
The Swedish capital, Stockholm, has a population of 1.7 million. Built on 14 islands, Stockholm is one of the most beautiful cities in the world, with 2 million visitors each year. Like so much of Scandinavia, Stockholm is expensive, but again, hostels are widespread. On one of the smaller islands, the Langholmen Hotel and Youth Hostel was until recently a prison, where they had a guillotine imported from France that was used just once in 1910. So this is my cell. I don't have a cellmate. I'm on solitary confinement. It'd be a little less expensive. It's about $120 a night to stay here. We've got this Swedish-style guillotine mirror. You've got your stripy bed sheets. My room's a little messy, sorry about that. And I like this. It's a prisoner's schedule from 1907. They had to get up at 5:30 in the morning. That just ain't right. And they had to be at the exercise yard by 7. That was tough. It would make me behave, that's for sure.
Tem uma mansão sobre rodas, com uma TV de plasma, portas automáticas.
When you think of Sweden, it's not long before tennis icon Björn Borg of the famous two-hand backhand comes to mind. Nowadays, he's as famous for his sportswear as his tennis. I'm going shopping. Björn Borg won 11 singles championships, the French Open 6 times, Wimbledon 5, the last, the famous nail-biting final against John McEnroe. Borg was best known for his cool manner on court, earning him the nickname Iceman from his opponents.
Excuse me, you need any help? Do you want me to help you?
That's it. That's the man. Hello, I'm Megan.
Hi, Megan. It's Björn. How are you?
Hello, tennis legend.
Nice meeting you.
Do
you need any help?
Yeah, sure.
Picking up clothes?
Yeah, why not?
What are you looking for?
Well, you know, you have to get the famous Borg underwear. I have to tell you, my dad is your #1 fan.
Is he?
I'm sure a lot of people claim that, don't they?
Well, that happened.
Yeah.
But that's pretty nice, though. And
Yeah.
people you know, coming up and they approach you, saying nice thing, and you know, ask for your autograph, and
yeah,
I appreciate that.
Well, you know, I have a two-handed backhand because he's your #1 fan.
Ah.
These are the shorts. These are the ones. I think, if you don't mind, just 1 second, I'm going to look for some for my dad. I'm going to go. I think he's probably alone.
Actually, with the underwear, we started that was the first product.
Yeah.
We started 15 years ago.
I love these. Do you think they'll help my dad play tennis better?
For sure, absolutely.
You have a great heart. Like that epic match was McEnroe where you won. That was incredible in 1980.
That was
incredible.
Yeah, I think people, they remember that match. Still, me and John, we talk about the match today, and we both remember all the points.
I was in an airport the other day and someone sneezed, and I turned around and it was McEnroe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was pretty nervous then.
No, John is a good friend of mine.
Yeah, so you still talk?
Yeah, we talk to each other quite a lot, actually.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes we get together with the families. And,
oh, you do? That's nice.
We have a good time.
You have
no tennis, but we talk about...
No tennis? You don't ever just decide to
well,
it's
once in a while, but we talk about other things.
And you still play, although you retired so young, 26, 27.
26, 27, I retired because I lost my motivation. I think because I've been on the top for so many years, and I've been devoted for 10, 11 years to the game. I could never be by myself. People recognize me all over the world, came up to me, and there's nothing wrong, but sometimes you just want to be by yourself.
This area is called Gamlestorn, and it's the old district in Stockholm, and that is the Nobel Museum. Now, Alfred Nobel, he was actually the inventor of dynamite. Apparently, he felt so guilty about his contribution that he created the famous international prizes, and the one we know best, the Peace Prize. Nobel was a scientist, inventor, and industrialist, and when he died in 1896, he held 355 patents, owned 90 companies in 20 countries worldwide, and left most of his fortune to fund the awards. I arranged to meet up with Peter Zander, who's offered to take me on a Nobel tour.
Now I would like you to look up.
Up?
Yes, up, straight up. And here you have 778 Nobel Prize winners. That's how many there have become since 1901, when the prize was given the first time.
All right, so I think I know the Peace Prize, but remind me all of the categories.
There's one for physics, one for chemistry, one for literature, and one for medicine.
Medicine. I want to stand here and see them all.
You could do, but that will take you 4.5 hours.
I'd love to see them all, but I don't have the time. Shall we?
We shall.
You can just tell me about them. The most famous Nobel laureate was Albert Einstein, who won the Physics Prize in 1921. Though certainly the most surprising nomination occurred in 1938, when a Swedish MP nominated Adolf Hitler for the Peace Prize. Peter took me over to the Stockholm Concert Hall, where every year on the 10th of December, the awards are presented by the reigning Swedish monarch. My luck was in as the Royal Stockholm Philharmonic Orchestra was finishing a rehearsal.
I'm slightly overdressed for the occasion, perhaps, though if I will be here to receive the Nobel Prize, of course, everyone wears it. Well, the men, at least.
So let's just say I'm the laureate receiving the prize for the new and improved theory of relativity.
Of course. So I'm the king, you're the laureate.
Okay.
And with my left hand, I give to you this gold medal in your left hand. Just like that. So you can shake my right hand.
Ah, thank you.
So this is the honor to you, besides this 200 grams of gold.
200 grams of gold?
Yes, solid gold. You will get a check, $1 million. Inside this medal, it's solid chocolate.
Can I eat this?
Sure, a little bit. But afterwards, we're having dinner at the City Hall, so don't eat too much.
Okay. In the restaurant by the City Hall, if you order a week ahead, you can go and eat any menu from the Nobel banquet since it began in 1901, using the same dinner service specially designed for the event. However, the prize winner's dinner actually takes place inside City Hall itself.
Skål.
Skål. To really smart people.
To noble minds.
Noble minds, that's a better toast.
And this is the Blue Hall. We're all alone in here now, but it should have been some other 1,300 people in here.
1,300 people fill this room. It says on my menu we are having saddle of lamb with chorron sauce. But this is the 1921 dinner, right? This is what they served the year Einstein won. Hopefully it has some residual effect on my brain. I feel like royalty.
But you know, that makes sense, because every banquet, they're right here. The queen right where you're sitting, and the king right where I am sitting. And here comes the famous Nobel dessert. It's almost like something invented by Alfred Nobel himself. And right after dinner, there is dance, of course.
I do like to dance.
Again, driving 3 hours north of Stockholm to Dvorna, near Osthammer on the Baltic coast, to taste the Swedish countryside on the back of an Icelandic horse.
I think this is my little red farmhouse. So sweet, so Swedish.
Eva and her family live on an island called Dvorna. You can rent a typical rural farmhouse with 3 bedrooms for about $110 a night, and a 2-hour ride costs just over $50.
Oh, it's really sweet. Here's the living room. Oh, how rustic and lovely with the big stove oven. Yes, and here is your bedroom. Thank you, thank you. This is a really sweet, picture-perfect place. I love it. This is your horse. This is my beauty. Hello, my name is Megan. What's your name?
It's a name from Iceland. It's Fifil.
And it's an Icelandic horse. What distinguishes an Icelandic horse?
They have this 5th step, tölt.
Tölt. What is that all about?
It's a very comfortable way of riding. You just sit down on the horse like this and ch-ch-ch-ch.
All right, I'll try that today.
Yeah, I teach you how to do.
I'm a little nervous. I'm projecting confidence so that the beast doesn't know.
Oh.
Okay, off we go.
Off we go.
Okay, we do the tölt.
Why not? How do we do it?
Sit down deeply.
Sit down deeply.
And short reins.
Short reins.
And lay backwards and kick a bit.
Let's go. Let's do our
kick. Kick. There, you got it. Very funny. Kick, kick.
Come on.
Kick more. Short reins.
Short reins.
Lay backwards.
Lay back.
Yeah?
Come on. Come on. Come on. So if Stockholm is here, we're here?
Yes.
Northeast?
Northeast of Stockholm.
Right.
And Finland is in that direction.
Yonder. Over there.
East.
It is hot. This is a traditional Swedish sauna. They love it. This is actually an old school wood-burning stove. They don't have any electricity in here. They kind of sit and cook on and off for half an hour, and intermittently they run and jump into the freezing Baltic Sea. I don't think I can take this much more. All right, I'm out.
Well, colder than I expected for the summer. Oh, but it's so beautiful. I mean, really, from the red barns to the horses, to the countryside, to the sauna, to the Baltic Sea. Sorry, just joking. This is a perfect day in Sweden. This is what I imagined. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go check out Finland.
In fact, I turn around and drive back to the capital. You know, I realized I had an old stereotype in my mind about Sweden. It's a kind of buxom blonde, free and easy, kind of kooky Swede. I haven't seen many of those at all. To me, they've been very disciplined, rather ordered, well-mannered group. However, today, I think all of that will be turned upside down as Stockholm is home to the largest gay pride parade in Europe.